work session, we're gonna go straight into our business session. It's gonna be a pretty short, both of them. On our work session, first thing we got is travel agenda. And Ms. Candy's gonna take care of that for us.
Yes, we have some people going for jail training. We have 2 people from the jail. We have someone from our engineer department going to the personnel administration in September. And then we have where I'm going to replace Linda and going to the personnel class.
Yeah.
Second one, she's not able to go, so I'll be going in her stead.
And we need somebody there.
Yes, especially since we're doing our personnel manual update.
Yeah. All right, any questions on that? Oh, we're moving on to item number 2, the classification and pay plan. This goes back to Ms. Candy.
This is the 2 job descriptions that you approved at the last meeting to go for a 10-day review that were posted throughout the county departments. And we did not get any comments, so it's ready for your approval to add this to the classification and pay plan.
Any questions on the classification and pay plan? All right, we move on to the ARPA Sheriff's Armor Uniforms. That's the administrator also.
Yes, Helen had approved this a few months ago, and it's taken a while to pull all this information together, but the Sheriff's Office has been fantastic about getting all the information. And it's for uniforms, it's for some bulletproof vests, some new uniforms, and some new, on here it says gun pouches. Anybody want to add anything to that?
No, ma'am, I don't think so. Anything?
Oh, yeah, there's Daniel, he's the one that's been putting all this together.
This is
very, very
uniform
helpful.
and duty gear.
All right, y'all have any questions on that? All right, I told y'all it's gonna be a short work session, it's gonna be a short agenda. We're gonna move straight into our, whoa, I got it. Transportation plan. I was fixing to leave that out, most important one.
This plan is required by law to be adopted every August by the commission. And it's really hard plan to put together because we got so many road needs and really not enough funds, but we're thankful that we have more than we used to. But there's 2 sources of revenue. We have the county rebuild funds and the federal aid exchange funds. And on the rebuild funds, we're going to estimate about $200,000 left after we finish County Road 2. And we're estimating a $1.1 million revenue. It was $1 million, but the gas tax went up 1 cent last year, which is going to give us another $100,000. So that gives us $1.3 million to work with out of the rebuild funds. The federal aid exchange funds, we get $400,000 every year, and we got a $390,000 balance for a total of $790,000 to work with this year. Those funds are earmarked for federal aid roads, and out of those funds, we do have to pay for the $150,000 chip seal we did back in 2018. That's at the bottom of your page. And I always set aside about $100,000 to do striping throughout the county. And road building materials, they've gone up like everything else. So I went from $150,000 to $200,000 this year. Price of rock has went up, and the price of pipe has went up, and all the materials in general. So with that being said, we have a lot of shorter roads this year on the plan. There's actually 9 sites, and I'm going to turn over to Andrew to go over those sites.
We plan on doing a penny point. That's from researching from County Road 21 to the dead end. It's estimated at $50,000, and that would come out of the rebuild Alabama. We've got County Road 515, 516, and 530. We plan on researching from County Road 67 to the end of the pavement. We've got it estimated for $90,000, and that'll be out of the rebuild Alabama. County Road 201, that's from Coffee County to Pike County for resurfacing. We've got it estimated at $110,000 from the rebuild Alabama. County Road 10, we plan on widening, leveling, and resurfacing from State Route 605 the US 231 for the $100,000 out of the rebuild.
And I want to make a note, that's the matching funds for the grant that we received. We received a $180,000 grant, but I'm just showing what we're having to spend on rebuild and match.
And then we'll do County Road 75, that's in the same area as County Road 10. We'll widen and level and resurface it for an estimated $60,000 out of the rebuild. County Road 445 will resurface from 84 to County Road 17, estimated $360,000. Now that'll come out of the federal aid exchange. County Road 16, we're going to widen and resurface from Goldberg, Sagefield to County Road 83 for $360,000. That's coming out of the federal aid exchange. County Road 233 will resurface from County Road 36 to Fort No-Sale Gate. We've estimated $25,000 from the rebuild. And County Road 221 resurface from State Route 123 to County Road 19 for $330,000 out of the rebuild.
75, does that run between 112 and 231?
It does, we're doing that little spur off the 10 that goes back to the 4-lane. They're near the asphalt plant.
Right, okay,
It's just a little short spur. We
okay.
need to catch it while we're doing 10 because some of those trucks go that way and come in that way.
I knew it was that.
No, we weren't able to do the other side of the 4-lane. It's a lot longer road, but you have newer truck traffic on that end with Averett and George Lewis.
Any further questions? All right, this time we're going to move into our regular session. Before we start the session, we have a presentation by Emily Rainstead, and she's going to talk about for chemo.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Emily, and I have the pleasure of representing Newton at this National Peanut Festival pageant coming up in 52 days. I want to start by thanking you all for giving me the time to talk about my initiative and talk about my hard work, because y'all giving me the time to do this is preparing me to cross that stage in 52 short days. To know about Comfort for Chemo, you have to first know that cancer is not something new to my family. As many of you, I'm sure, there's probably, y'all know somebody affected by cancer. That's the sad truth of it. When I was a little girl, I used to ask my mom for a little brother or a little sister, just like any little kid. And she would always tell me she couldn't give me that. And it wasn't until I got older that she explained to me that the reason she couldn't give me that was because she had uterine cancer and she had to have all of those parts removed so that she could avoid going through chemotherapy and she wouldn't have cancer anymore. Then in middle school, my mom, again, heard the word tumor, and this time in her thyroid, and it was about the size of a baseball. We affectionately named it Fred. It had to be removed, and because of how big it was, it had to be removed, and we once again avoided chemotherapy. In August, we weren't so lucky. My grandpa was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a form of cancer, and he's my last living grandparent, and so with that being his diagnosis, I was very scared he wasn't going to make it through, and I wanted to spend as much time as I possibly could with him. He's my grandpa. He's my person. I love my grandpa. Going to his appointments, with my dad, I noticed that there's so many people coming in and out of the chemotherapy place with big bags of things, but what shocked my heart the most and what brought me to tears later that night was that there was no one holding their hand, there was no one opening those doors for them because they were alone. They were alone to go in there for those treatments, and a cancer treatment can last anywhere from a few minutes to, in extreme cases, they don't do them at Dothan Hematology, they might do them at Southeast, I'm not sure, but I know we have a family friend who goes to Roby and he has day-long treatments where he's in the hospital overnight because he's having chemotherapy treatment overnight. So seeing this, it burdened my heart, and I was so sad. And my parents have never been one to tell me, oh, it's okay, it'll get better, somebody will fix it. They've always told me to go fix it myself. So I had seen advertisements for New Promise, and he had seen advertisements for New Promise Cancer Foundation, which is a new cancer foundation out of Dothan Hematology, but they work with Southeast and Dothan Hematology. And Ms. Jill, who's the executive director, helped me comprise a list of items that cancer patients often request, like blankets, lotions, things of that nature. Y'all have a little trifle, well, you don't, because I ran out of them, but a little trifle with the items. And she helped me comprise that, and I got to work. I set up our social medias, I set up our branding. It's very me because it is a community service initiative started by myself, and if any of you were to talk to me outside of this, you would know Pink and Bows. Well, that's me. So then I got to work putting out donation boxes across the Wiregrass and receiving those donations. And every time I go to pick up a box and pick up the donations out of the box, I'm brought to tears because the Wiregrass community, they just love so deeply, and they want to help so deeply when they know that there is a need to be met. And I've made 2 different donation drop-offs, but they're not little drop-offs, they're huge drop-offs that I let build up in my guest bedroom of my house that's affectionately named the Comfort for Chemo room right now. My mom's super happy about that one, but we gather those things and then I take them to New Promise. And I actually had the pleasure a few weeks ago of making those donations into bags for chemo patients, and something that I was shocked about because I didn't know. I learned it through doing this, which is also so fun about having a community service initiative, because you get to learn things that you wouldn't have learned outside of that. Dothan Hematology, where I started at and where my grandpa received his treatments, they help patients that have insurance and can afford it and things of that nature. But Southeast, which New Promise also services, they are state-owned, city-owned. Y'all probably know the logistics of that. I don't. But it means that if someone can't pay, they still have to help them, and they still have to give them chemotherapy treatment, which is really the patients that I want to reach out to the most, because they're the most likely to be alone. I was able to give bags of donations to those people, and the outpour of support and just the messages that I received were, I kind of just sat in my house and I was kind of crying and to my mom and dad, and I was like, whoa, like I'm making an impact. And that was just something that I'm so grateful for and I'm so thankful for. And another aspect of Comfort for Chemo is I make chemotherapy sunshine baskets for new chemo patients, because there's a new diagnosis every day. And I mean, there's more than a new diagnosis every day. Cancer is an evil disease, and it's hard, and chemotherapy is hard. There are so many different side effects that go along with it. So the fact that I get to be a cheerleader for these patients is just something that I love, and I'm so thankful for it. And whether or not in October I do well at that on that peanut stage, I will continue to do Comfort for Chemo, because it brings me joy from the inside, and I'm so thankful. Thank y'all for letting me share. Y'all have any questions?
Thank you very much for being here. I've unfortunately been able to experience those chemo things over there, and I'll just say that very close family member. It's unbelievable the number of people that are there. The people that are in need. We appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Can we share? Yes, of course.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we were going to have a proclamation today for Miss Linda Hillary, and we got that proclamation prepared, but she couldn't be here today, so we're going to get it delivered to her right now. At this time, we've established a quorum, and we're going to open the meeting with prayer for Mr. Carroll.
Let's pray. Lord, just thank you for this day that you give us, Lord. Just thank you for all the many blessings that you pour out on us, Lord, each and every day. Lord, just thank you for this opportunity to come together and to meet and to take care of the business of this county. Lord, most of all, we just thank you for your son. We just thank you for the grace and the mercy and the love, Lord, that you showed us on the cross, and just continue to extend to us each day. Lord, we just thank you for doing this business for the meeting. Just everything's done here, you place in your eyes and pour it through with the rest of Jesus' name.
Thank you, Jesus.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing I'd like to ask for is to approve the agenda, the minutes of our last commission meeting, and the memorandum of order. Need a motion on that? Motion. Got a motion, second. All those in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Our next item is the travel request, and then presented to us by the administrator, and I need a motion to approve those. Motion to approve. I got a motion and a second. All those in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Our next item is the classification and pay plan. That was presented by Ms. Cheryl Benny also, and a motion to approve that. Second. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Our third item is the ARPA Sheriff's Armor Uniforms. Need a motion to approve those items. Motion to approve. Second. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. All in favor, the motion carries. And our last thing, and I sure hope y'all approve this, is our county transportation plan is presented by our engineers. Motion. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. I've had any reports, meeting staff. Is over, you got anything to tell us? All right. You said nothing.
We're facing the moment right now, that's what we think.
Yep. You got anything for us? You don't want to take that position, do you?
Chance Spurlock.
Mr. Spurlock, you got
All,
anything?
all is good.
All is good.
All is good.
All right.
Cheryl, we're still meeting Thursday.
Yes,
And you,
yes, we're, the Auburn Extension, I rearranged their schedule, so we're going to be able to meet in this room Thursday morning, starting at 9 o'clock. I expect it to run about 3 hours.
I was fixing to make that announcement. We're having a budget work session in this room on the 29th from 9 a.m. till probably pushing noon. So that's happening. And you gonna be late at that? And I'd also like to announce that our next meeting is Tuesday, September the 10th, same time, same place, in this room. Now I need a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Got a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. So moved. Now, I appreciate everybody for being here. I really appreciate your concern with people in the community. There are a lot of sad things that go unsaid. We're going 3 times a week, so.
Where do you go?